guys, like when Greg was reading the narration, like my God, I was one of you. Like I was forgetting to hit the button at some point. I was like, yes, Daddy, tell me a story. it was just so good. Like holy shit. I understand the streams now. I understand the appeal. I get it. All right, so in case like you're here randomly, today we're doing a special stream with voice actor Greg Chun, who is personally to me, this may surprise you, Greg. You are the voice of Barbie's dad.
You have kids?
Yes, and
oh my God!
Thank you for letting me be able to tell my oldest daughter today that I am doing a stream with Barbie's dad, and she looked at me like I cast a spell and said, "What?" so.
That's amazing. I love it.
So thank you so much for that. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. Greg told me that you're gonna be around for about 2 hours today, right, Greg? That's what you said.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do a good read through. We're gonna trade some roles, but before we get into that, someone has presented a catch-up video. If you would like to watch it. Mouse has materials, let's put it that way. Greg has already seen it, so we're just going to get everyone back up to speed. So we will be back in about 3 minutes if I just mute the microphone, and it should be fine.
Previously on Umineko. Members of the wealthy Ushiromiya family traveled to Rikenjima, a remote island off the coast of Japan. It's a tradition that they meet at their father's mansion for the annual family conference. The mansion is occupied by Kinzo, the aging head of the household with a penchant for black magic. He also has a strange obsession with Beatrice, the legendary witch rumored to rule Rikenjima at night. His son Kraus and his wife Natsuhi also live there with their teenage daughter Jessica. Visiting is his daughter Ava and her husband Hideyoshi and their son George, his son Rudolph, wife Kyrie, and Rudolph's son Battler, and his daughter Rosa and her daughter Maria. When the family arrived at the island, they were greeted by a number of servants: Goda, Genji, Kumasawa, and Shannon and Cannon, 2 young servants who have befriended the children in the family. Dr. Nanjo was also there. While Kinzo failed to make an appearance, citing the worthlessness of his family, the children retreated to their own devices, and the rest of the adults got down to business, trying to parcel out Kinzo's fortune without his knowledge. Tensions between the siblings rose when the 3 visiting families accused Kraus of embezzling, but he turned the argument around and revealed that all of the visiting families were in dire financial straits and therefore needed a lot of money right now. The tense conference took an even stranger turn when a mysterious letter was delivered at dinner. It purported to be from the Golden Witch Beatrice, who supposedly lent Kinzo the gold that he used to build his fortune. In his obsession with the witch, Kinzo insisted that a large portrait of her be hung in the hall, with a mysterious epitaph installed underneath it. The letter challenged the family to solve the epitaph to find the gold, otherwise she'd return to collect it, with interest. When night fell, it found the residents of the island tense and uneasy, not least because a typhoon was predicted to hit and cut them off completely from the outside world. When they awoke in the morning, it was to find 6 of their number missing. Eventually they were all found in the garden shed, apparently murdered. A strange demonic circle painted on the door marked the resting place of Kraus, Rudolph, Rosa, Kyrie, Shannon, and Goda, whose faces were mauled and left almost unrecognizable. After the discovery, Maria started to act strange, revealing an obsession with magic circles and witches. Deeply disturbed, the remaining members of the family, aside from Kinzo still absent, grouped together in the parlor to grieve and speculate about the ongoings, and bicker. Eventually, Ava and Hideyoshi left to get some rest. Will Battler be able to spin the chessboard around and solve the murders before it's too late? Could the mysterious epitaph be connected to the murders somehow? Will Maria stop being like that? Find out on this week's episode of Umineko no Naku Koro ni, When the Gulls Cry, guest starring Greg Chun. Welcome to Rikenjima, Greg. Enjoy your stay.
What are these, boobs? I'll take George.
Cool.
Actually, you know what? You go with George. You go with George.
Okay. It feels like the rain's gotten a little lighter.
Because I get Maria. Ooh, still pouring down. Ooh. And there's Battler. There he is. Okay.
Even if it did stop, there's no boat on this island. But it'd be nice if the boat came quickly tomorrow. I've had enough of this Western mansion vacation.
Amazing. Mom, when will the boat come tomorrow? Normally, the boat to take them back would arrive at 3 today. They probably sent us a phone call to say that they would come after the typhoon passed, but unfortunately the phones aren't working. But they aren't children over there. They were told to both drop off and collect our guests, so they will most likely arrive first thing tomorrow morning. Probably about 9, I believe. Cannon arranged the food Kumasawa had finished creating on plates under her direction. Cannon also helped in the kitchen sometimes, but since he was rarely placed in that role, he was slightly awkward, even though he tried his best. Self-conscious about the fact that he couldn't clearly arrange the food, Cannon's expression darkened slightly, but Kumasawa smiled as though everything was fine.
It's arranged beautifully. Cannon-kun, aren't you skilled?
Oh, no.
I wonder where Kinzo-san has gone. I hope that he is safe, but...
I do not know. However, I believe everything is proceeded as the master has hoped and arranged for. To distrust that would exceed my role as furniture in service to the master.
Aren't you scared, Genji-san? I am frightened that something bad will occur again tonight.
I have nothing to be afraid of. I serve the Ushiromiya family, and that is all. If you liken this island to chess, Kinzo had opened the game, and as a result, 6 pieces had been defeated. Could it be that Genji was calm because he believed he alone was on the outside of the chessboard and therefore safe? Nandro thought about it. Isn't everyone just a piece on this chessboard, lined up equally without any exceptions?
Wasn't even Genji, who had gained more of Kinzo's trust than anyone. No, who was confident of his position as Kinzo's only close friend. Just another one of the pieces laid out on the chessboard. Genji-san, I am truly frightened about tonight. I hope with all my heart that we will still be safe when tomorrow morning comes.
How much this is being elevated right now? Like, wow, wow. What do you think about this guy? Do you want to take him?
Tell me a little bit about him. Who is he?
He's a maybe nice person, but he's a businessman that is trying to hide how much he cares about money.
Oh, I see. Okay, sure. Guess it's true. You can relax more when you're alone with your family.
That's perfect.
Maybe it'd be better if everyone else also shut themselves in guest rooms and lock the doors.
Netsui Nissan said that no one could leave the parlor throwing her weight around. I'm sure no one will be able to talk back. She's always been treated so coldly, so now that Nissan's dead, she's getting excited about finally having so much power. Seriously, how shameless can she be?
Come on now, don't say that. Natsui-san's doing pretty well. No need to jump on her like that. And about the receipt earlier, you went too far.
Come on. If I hadn't said it there wouldn't be another good time to say it. Eva, sulking cutely and looking at the television, sat alongside Hideyoshi, who was lying on the bed. Still, we haven't been alone like this for quite some time.
Is this the guy we were just doing?
Yes.
Okay. You're right. Come to think of it, both you and I have gotten pretty old. Since George was born, everything's gone by in the blink of an eye.
It really has. I wonder if we were too hasty in having a child, Greg. Eva's eyes looked like they were staring off into the distance. Yes, she had thought of it as a once-in-a-lifetime chance. have hated Krasny-san since long ago. He was so full of himself, always swaggering around, so proud that he would one day become the head. So I wanted to get back at him. Was that just a childish emotion? But in the end, that emotion guided my entire life. If that had been all, then it would have been fine. But because of that emotion, I got you and George involved. I used you.
Eva, don't blame yourself for that.
Hideyoshi got up and held Eva's shoulder. She could feel a warm understanding from him.
Well, I reached the halfway point in my life long ago. But you know, I have absolutely no regrets about how I've lived my life. Not one. I think that since I've been with you, Eva, I've been able to relish an enjoyable life that other men never will. After I lost my relatives in the war, you reminded me what the warmth of family is. So I'm grateful to the Ushiromiya family, and think of it as my only one. In this life I've led with you, not a single thing's been wasted. It's really been a fun life up till today.
Thank you, darling. Eva hung her head, burying her face in Hideyoshi's chest. Probably no one in the parlor could even imagine that this side of Eva existed.
I'm the one who should be thanking you. Until today, there hasn't been a single day I've regretted being with you.
Me too. I'm so glad to have you by my side.
Oh, Eva. George is already a fine adult. Even if I don't look over him, he's a man who could do his job well on his own. I wonder, around New Year's, do you want to go and spend some time in the Maldives? Just us. No one else.
No way! Aren't you always saying that you're so busy responding to New Year's cards that you don't even sleep?
None of that this New Year's. I won't read New Year's cards. I'll just stay quiet and check to see if I've won the New Year's lottery. It'd sure be nice if we won a color TV this year.
No way. I don't want to waste time checking the lottery while we're in the Maldives.
Then none of that either. How does it sound? Just the two of us, taking it easy like when we were newlyweds, just before George was born.
Oh, Hideyoshi. Yes, in that case, fine.
I hear the Maldives are wonderful. An island with nothing on it, surrounded by beautiful coral reefs and cottages lined up over the water.
Like when we were newlyweds, you say? Starting when?
As soon as I finished up some business. I won't know till I ask the travel agency, but probably before New Year's Eve.
No way. Right now. I want to go to the Maldives right now. Sorry, that's the thing for Persona that we're just sorry. Even nagged at his lips in a peevish yet flirtatious manner. The only sounds that filled the
Well, now, oh, goodness me.
The only sounds that filled the room were that and the distant voice of the announcer on the news, which Hideyoshi had left on, and the obnoxious pounding of the rain against the window. Amazing, amazing.
Oh, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's pounding.
Oh, nice timing. There was pounding in this in the sound there. There was a knock on the door and Genji-san entered. Madam, dinner has been prepared. Will you eat in here again? Yes. Have it brought here. Is Dr. Nanjo still in the kitchen?
Yes. He has said he wishes to carefully deliberate over his next move. Do not worry. He is with the other servants.
Genji-san's good enough at chess to be grandfather's opponent. I hear he's even better than Dr. Nanjo, right?
That's right. Long ago he played against me, but he must have let me win. Maria! Sounds like it'll be time to eat soon. But I look at you, you've been watching TV all day long and you still haven't gotten bored.
Ew. I'm always watching TV, so I'm fine. Ew.
Maria-chan sure is a TV kid.
Food's coming, so we have to clean up the table. Genji, ask Iwa-san and Hideyoshi-san whether they'd at least like to have dinner with us, although they will probably turn us down.
Certainly.
First father, and now Iwa-san. It's quite hard to gather everyone to the Ushiromiya dinner table. Natsui felt her headache start throbbing again and lightly held her temples.
Iwa-sama, Hideyoshi-sama, dinner has been prepared.
He waited a short while for them to come out, but there was no response. Genji-sama, look at this. Kennen pointed under the door. A Western envelope had been inserted under it.
There can be no mistake. It is one of the master's envelopes.
Or could it be?
Iwa-sama! Iwa-sama! It is Genji. Are you there?
It is Genji, said Genji.
Please answer! Iwa-sama!
But there was no response from inside. Kennen stuck his ear up to the door, held his breath, and listened for any sounds come from inside.
Oh, Eva! Oh, Eva! Yes! Oh, Daddy's home!
Oh,
Daddy's home! Yes! Oh!
I hear something that sounds like the television, and they're watching a pay-per-view show, but I don't sense anyone. The room might be empty.
Iwa-sama! Iwa-sama! Please answer. Are you still in your room? Iwa-sama! My apologies. Allow me to enter your room.
After giving that final notice, Genji stuck one of the keys from the bundle into the keyhole. There was a sound of the door unlocking, and it just... Freaking door. And after slowly turning the knob, he slowly started opening the door. Clank. It was the sound of the door chain being pulled tight. The chain had been secured. The chain couldn't be secured from the outside, so it also proved that they were in the room. The sound of voices on the TV seeped out of the room. The lights, the chain, and the TV. All of these things made it clear. They were in the room.
All. If you buy 2, today we will sell them to you for not 1, not 2, but 3. And you will receive 3 of them in the mail by tomorrow.
But there was no sign of them. Genji called to Eva once again through the crack of the door, but there was no answer.
Eva-sama!
Genji-sama, what should we do?
I will call Madam in return. Kennen, cut the chain.
Yes. As Kennen hurried away to get a cutting tool, Genji called him to a stop.
Wait, Kennen. Return to the kitchen and take Kumasawa with you. You must not act alone.
Yes, certainly.
Oh, what has happened, Kenji-san? Dr. Nanjo, my apologies, but please allow this match to be suspended for the time being. Dr. Nanjo, my apologies. Kennen, take care of the chain.
Genji, you alright? You seem stunned.
Kumasawa, stop setting up dinner for now and accompany Kennen. I will go over to Madam. If you would come with me, Dr. Nanjo. Something happened?
Genji took Nanjo, who still didn't know what was going on, and quickly left the kitchen. Kumasawa-san, my apologies, but please come with me.
What has happened, Canon-san?
Kumasawa said almost exactly the same thing as Nanjo, unable to take in the situation, and chased after Cannon, who had flown out into the hallway.
What are you looking for? Let me help too.
We're cutting a door chain. Where was that large wire cutter?
Ooh, a door chain. Well, why would you do something like that?
The chain to Iba-sama and Hideyoshi-sama's room. Even though they should be inside, they didn't answer when we called them. That one will probably do the trick. Kennen took down the very large wire cutter that had been hanging on the wall and rushed up the stairs. He already knew instinctively he should fight for every minute, every second to open it quickly, or perhaps it was already too late.
Please wait, Canon-san.
Hurry. Oh, another one. Okay.
What is this?
Kumasawa screamed weakly, her face pallid. Beatrice. Okay, is it Beatrice? I've learned different pronunciations at this point. Okay, Beatrice. I want to say Beatrice. Beatrice-sama.
It's the work of Beatrice-sama. How horrid! How horrid!
Thank you, Gollum. Cannon gulped, then readied the wire cutter and approached the door.
Canon-san, there's an envelope by your feet. And it isn't that the master's.
It looked like Kumasawa had also noticed the western envelope at the bottom of the door, and that the sealing wax had been sealed with the head's ring. Cannon hesitated for just a second over whether he should open the letter first or check inside the room. Oh, don't bring up a ring in front of Gollum. But he eventually decided on fulfilling his original purpose. Iva-sama? Eva was lying face up on the bed with her shoes still on. Kumasawa, who had fearfully entered after Cannon and who was hiding behind his back, screamed a short eek again when she saw Eva like that. When Eva's head shifted into his line of sight, Cannon couldn't help but let out a short scream like Kumasawa. Right in the middle of Eva's forehead, something had been. What about Hideyoshi-sama? Hideyoshi-sama! The waterproof curtain was half open, and lying tumbled down in the bathtub was Hideyoshi, completely naked with both eyes open, and pointing right at Cannon. I think you were right, Greg. And just like Eva, a weapon with a demon-like design was stuck into his forehead. Just then, they heard Netsui's voice coming from the hall. Again with this graffiti. What about this letter? What does it say inside?
I don't know. I haven't read it yet.
We shouldn't touch it carelessly. The culprit's fingerprints might be left on it. We should hand it over to the police.
They went out of their way to leave it here. I'm sure they wouldn't have left fingerprints. As Natsui said that, she picked up the envelope. Eva-san! Madam, Hideyoshi-sama is here too.
This is truly atrocious.
Live Nanjo reaction. Cannon, turn off the shower. Don't let this be any more pitiful than it needs to be. Yes, ma'am. Cannon gripped his handkerchief and twisted the valve, turning off the shower. In the bathtub, a small jar of body soap had fallen with its cap off. It really looked like he'd been attacked while taking a shower. There was still a small splash of blood clinging to the white bathtub, and the combination of red and white made a horrible contrast.
Dr. Nanjo.
I understand. No signs of post-mortem lividity. Rigor mortis hasn't begun either. It would seem that an hour or so has passed since they were killed. But even so, how a weapon with such a short handle could do that to the skull? I cannot imagine.
At any rate, we can't let the children... We can't let George-kun see this room. Seal this room with all haste.
Yes, we mustn't let them see. If George-san saw his parents in this brutal state...
Father! Mother!
Ah! What is this? Another magic circle? Ew! Oh, she didn't say it. Okay.
Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi are safe, right? Hey, Cannon-kun! What's this all about?
Battler-sama. Kennen didn't have to say anything. George's scream after he ran into the room told them everything they needed to know. Oh, George is upset. George-kun, hang in there. Natsui touched George's shoulder with her hand, and he violently shook her off. George fell over beside Eva and buried his face in the bed in front of his mother's face, wailing. Then he pounded on the bed with his fist over and over again. Georgie-san, hang in there. Huh? Battler? Battler-sama. Battler had his back against the wall of the hallway and was covering his eyes with his right hand and weeping without restraint.
Horrible. That's horrible. You proposed the early love. Even his mom is out of guilt. Isn't that too hard?
Battler.
I know. I would die sooner or later. If you're human, you'll eventually reach a time when you gotta find the top of losing someone close. But still, shouldn't that day be part of the future for Aniki? Shouldn't those deaths visit him one at a time? Horrible. It's too horrible. Bastard. That bastard! Doesn't he have even a speck of human sympathy in him?
Ew. Battler, don't cry, don't cry. Maria tried to comfort Battler in a mechanical sounding voice. Battler violently wiped his tears.
Yeah. Damn it. Okay. That sadness, I won't shed them again. It's all useless.
Useless?
The witch has got me backed into a corner. I'm always on the defensive. And that's useless. It's all useless! I'll spin the chessboard around. That bastard probably thinks we'll be running scared like sheep until tomorrow before we try anything. Guess what? I'll spin it around. That bastard can't escape this island until tomorrow either. We won't hide away pissing ourselves. That bastard will! I'll expose you. You'll see. Like tomorrow. Screw tomorrow. Tonight! Or tonight, tomorrow, I'll be gripping you by the collar.
Very good, very good. At any rate, we'll lock this room and leave everything as it is until the police come. No objections, I take it? As soon as they walked out into the hallway to head back to the parlor, some of them immediately felt something out of place, or maybe sensed something strange. Ew. Stinks? Did you notice it too, Maria? Seriously, what's that smell? It's awful.
I will go quickly to check the kitchen. I'm sure I turned the flame off.
After noticing a burnt smell, it was natural that Kumasawa, who had just been using the burner in the kitchen, suspected that her own slip-up had caused it. Kumasawa hastily dashed away.
Cannon, go with Kumasawa. Do not let it be alone.
Yes. Ew. Stinks. Ew. It truly is a stench that makes the nose wrinkle. However, that doesn't mean we can just open a window for ventilation. Natsui was reluctant to open the windows in a situation where self-defense was so important.
Let us run the fan. I do not believe there will be any need to open the windows. George, Aniki, is it okay if I talk to you?
If it's about finding the culprit, then I have no problems.
It seemed that George had managed to climb out of the abyss of sorrow. All that filled his chest now was the quiet flame of hatred towards the culprit who had stolen the lives of the one he loved and his beloved parents.
The chain for this room was set. From what I could tell by looking at it, I'm positive that it couldn't be opened from the outside. In other words, this was a perfect closed room.
That does seem to be the case. In the case of the Rose Garden storehouse, they might have sneaked the shutter's key out of the servant room. Or maybe they had a duplicate key. I can imagine many ways they could have done it. Or maybe they had a duplicate key. I can imagine, but this chain is different. Among generally used locking techniques, a chain is the simplest one to create a closed room with.
Only a chain will block everyone coming from the outside as long as it isn't physically broken. So does this mean the culprit couldn't have gone in or out through the door? I'm trying to frantically trying to think of a character that I could do Kermit back to you, so we could both be Kermit the Frog talking to each other.
That's interesting. Just a few hours ago, I seem to remember everyone making a fuss over how to enter a room without using the door.
The window, the door, everything had been locked. It was a perfect closed room, because the door chain formed a seal that blocked everyone equally well.
In that case, did the culprit carry out the crime without entering the room? With some method from outside the room?
Good point. Even though the chain makes it impossible to open it wide enough for a person to fit through, you can open it a small crack. Did the culprit knock on the door to make them peer out before attacking them? Wait, am I missing something?
Yeah, you are. If Aunt Eva's body had been lying right next to the door, then it might have been possible. But she was on the bed at the back of the room. And Uncle Hideyoshi was even in the bathroom. Looking through the crack in the door, you couldn't even see them. And you couldn't reach them with your hands either. Damn it! It's all useless. I don't have a clue!
Something was tugging softly at my sleeve. It was Maria. Oh no, are we gonna see it again? Okay, we're good. Alright, the jump scare face. Ew! Satisfied?
What do you mean, satisfied?
Battler, since you didn't want to suspect any of your relatives, you made a wish saying you wanted the culprit to be Biarichi, right? Well, Biarichi granted that wish. Just as you asked, she did something that was completely impossible for a human to make you believe in the witch. And now you're complaining? How selfish. Ouch. I tapped Maria, who was laughing unpleasantly, on the head with my fist.
Sure, thanks for granting that wish. That just was to thank you, and also to teach you to stop laughing when it's inappropriate. More importantly, tell me. There was another mysterious scribble on the door to Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi's room. Was that another magic circle?
That one had a really memorable and characteristic design, so I'd hoped you'd at least know what it was. Ouch!
I don't know, which is why I'm letting you take the credit. Quit whining and explain.
You sure are violent, Battler. I won't tell you if you're too mean. Get it? Ouch! Ooh, I'll say it. Stop hitting me. That's the first magic circle of the moon.
What does it mean? What is this magic circle's effect? What does the Hebrew writing mean?
The words are from the Old Testament, Psalms 107, verse 16. For he has broken gates of brass and cuts through bars of iron. This magic circle has two effects. First, it can open a door regardless of which method has been used to lock it.
That sure is convenient. So you're saying they're trying to make it look like they're a witch? Because this closed room has a door that can't be opened without relying on magic? And the other effect?
When you're blocked by unopenable doors in all directions, it opens a door. By using it in a difficult situation, it gives you a solution you hadn't even thought of until then. Generally speaking, you receive the powers of observation and discernment, inspiration, and intuition. Beatrice is trying to provoke you, since there's no way lonely humans like Battler could figure out how this door was opened. Ouch!
Okay, good work, so shut up.
Hi, Date, okay.
Sounds great. I'll accept this challenge from the witch.
Maria-chan, things like witches and demons don't exist in this world. Someone killed father and mother. I don't know whether that was someone I know or not. But either way, it was definitely a human.
Yeah, but how? How did they reach those two through that crack in the door? It couldn't have been more than 10 centimeters wide. At any rate, I can hardly stand this stench. What in the world could it be? The boiler room.
I wonder if there's something wrong with the boiler again.
Those stairs
It sounds like chat's requesting that you do Goofy for someone.
Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it.
No, never mind that. Yeah, okay.
Those stairs to the underground. I have a terrible Goofy. Those stairs led to the underground boiler room. Cannon gazed into the darkness where the naked light bulb couldn't pierce. Then he answered. Gorsh, in roulette, you bet on a number or the colors red or black. It's fucking drifting already. Vying for a payoff. However, low risk bets like black and red only offer a similarly low payoff. Watching if you do it in front of Greg Chun. No, the words coming from Cannon's mouth were swallowed up by the darkness. I won't let your words lead me astray again. This is where the demon's roulette ends. Wait another 1,000 years in hell for your next summoner. Pitorichi! The same type of weapon that had been stabbed into Eva and Hideyoshi's foreheads was in Cannon's chest. For only a moment, a bright red spray gushed out. It made an unpleasant bloop sound. It probably resembled the sound of Cannon's soul as it was sucked into the swamp of the dead. Bloop.
Cannon-san! Someone!
What is it,
What
Kurosawa?
is it? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Answer me, Kurosawa. The first one to dash in was Netsui, holding the rifle. Battler and Genji dashed in after her. Who is hiding over there? Come out quietly. If you don't come out from there, I'll shoot without mercy.
We need light! And Natsui, let's light him up!
The door had been left open a small crack, and it was obvious that someone had left through there in a hurry.
And Natsui, where does that door go?
Genji, where does that door lead to?
The courtyard! Like hell I'd let you get away, you damn bastard!
There were some thin, rough stairs leading up. Battler ran up them, shouting, "Wait, Battler-kun, it's dangerous to be on your own right now." Natsui was also rushing up the stairs, chasing after Battler. Because the courtyard couldn't be entered from outside the mansion, the doors had been built without locks. He didn't know which one they had left through. He had to give up. Battler pounded the wall with his fist, swearing,
Fuck! Shit! God damn it! Fuck!
"Battler-kun, language! You mustn't run ahead by yourself." "Battler-kun?" Battler pressed his forehead against the wall, which he scratched at with his fingernails as he cried.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I'm doing it! I'm no good at good. Kill the full 6 people. And I wasn't allowed to kill 3 more.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
And even Uncle Hideyoshi were always kind and fun.
I just met Cannon yesterday, but I'm sure I'd have gotten along fine with him. Why did you kill them? Why?
You know, when people die, they don't come back to life again, right?
That's true. That's true.
They aren't gonna quickly sprout up again like bamboo shoots. Why'd you kill him? Why? Why?
It's all right. I will definitely protect you, George Kun, Maria-chan, and Jessica, as a mother and as the representative of the Ushiromiya family. I thought nothing could surprise me after everything that's happened, but this is... Gah.
I believe it is most likely the master.
I agree that he would pass away in such a state. It's heart-rending.
But is there any proof that this corpse really is grandfather? It's burned so black, you can't even tell what sex it is.
Sexy Battler. Battler-kun, look at the feet. Aunt Natsui, with her handkerchief over her mouth and her eyes averted, pointed and told me to look at the burnt corpse's feet. Hmm?
Notice how there are 6 toes on each foot. Huh? You're right. The master was born with 6 toes on both of his feet. Consequently, the master was entrusted with the revival of the Ushiromiya family.
I have heard that since long ago, cases of, I'm not going to be able to say this word, polydactyly were common in the Ushiromiya family. That's a new one for me. It's probably hereditary. Polydactyl, oh god, okay, it literally means many fingers because of a little mistake by God when the person is born. One of their toes or fingers splits into 2 and the total number increases. But a big deal isn't usually made of You know what? Why don't you read this line, Greg? Here you go.
But a big deal isn't usually made of polydactyly in the world at large. If grandfather hadn't disliked his position at the head so much, the 6th toe probably would have been pretty lucky for him. Come to think of it, I've heard about some country where it's believed people with polydactyly should be treated as gods and revered. This is beside the point, but it's fairly common in mystery novels for a corpse to be burned to hide its identity. But I guess that in grandfather's case, just toasting him wouldn't be enough. And grandfather's body was not simply burnt.
You are amazing at this. Wow. Oh, bravo. Oh, man. The elevation of this. Like, oh, wow. This room had also become...
This room had also become a vital crime scene for us to hand over to the police. Putting aside whether he was rare or well done, grandfather had been brought out, killed, and burned, even though he had started out locked away in the closed room created by his autolock. If the culprit could get grandfather out through the door sealed by the receipt, if they could kill Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi from the other side of a door sealed by a chain, then could they possibly go so far as to create a fictional 19th person through strange tricks and devices? It's too early to give in to this 19th person. No. This witch.
It's so good. It's so good. You can't hear the music. The music just added to that so much too at the same time. Oh, that was so good.
That's awesome.
Maria-chan, you mustn't stare so fixedly anymore. Come on, Battler-kun too. I'm worried about Cannon's condition, and we mustn't remain in a place like this any longer than necessary. Let us return. Ew.
Hey, Maria. What's Beatrice after? Is it all of our lives?
Uh-oh. Hee. Beatrice will revive very soon, and that time none shall be left alive. Hee.
How can you laugh at something like that? Do you think you're the only one who's safe? Why don't you feel like you're in danger? Aren't you scared?
Beatrice made a promise. She said she's gonna take me to the Golden Land. It's a wonderful place where you have no obligations, everyone's always together, and everyone is always nice to everyone else. I'm looking forward to it. That time will come very soon now. Just what kind of person is Maria? I only know what Maria was like 6 years ago when she was 3. She was once pure and obedient, a good kid. This new Maria 6 years later and the Maria I knew didn't seem to fit together. Just who she is, this witch who calls herself Maria. To Maria, who obstinately believes in the witch, this series of unsolvable crimes is proof that the witch actually exists. You've been pretty good, Greg, but just to give you like a voice acting tip, if you don't mind, is that okay?
Please, yes.
Okay, when a sentence, like close to the end, if there is together, it's very good if you will just repeat the word and go together like that. It'll elevate your performance. I'm just saying. It's been pretty good though.
I'm gonna start doing that in my gigs and just not explaining it, and we'll see what it does.
Please do. Also, if you ever read the word fragile, you have to say, but not that fragile. It's really important.
See.
It's really important.
Okay,
yeah.
I've got these rules. Yes.
These are the tips, yeah.
Maria, let me ask this one more time. You probably answered the same anyway, but I'll ask just once more.
Ooh.
Yesterday you were given a letter in the rose garden. Who gave it to you?
Ooh. Like I said, Beatrice. Battler still doesn't believe. Ooh.
My sincere apologies. Without proper facilities, there was nothing I could do about such a serious wound.
No, that's perfectly understandable. Thank you so much for giving it your very best.
If only I hadn't let Cannon-san go alone.
Do not let that bother you. If you had been with him, you would probably have been attacked as well. He foolishly rushed on ahead and paid for his mistake.
How can you say it like that? Cannon-kun spotted the culprit and bravely stood up to them. If only Kumasama-san had gone with him, the culprit might have hesitated and chosen to run away.
Jessica.
You shouldn't talk to her now. It's the same for me, and probably you as well, right, Battler-kun? We don't know what's going on, and it feels like our hearts are going to split open.
There were tears in George and Nikki's eyes again. It's okay, Jessica. You'll be able to meet Cannon again soon. Stop it. I don't need you trying to console me like that. Beatrice will resurrect the dead and even love that has been lost. So you'll definitely be able to meet him soon. Then everyone will be able to live in peace. So the one who killed Cannon-kun is this Beatrice who supposedly gave you that letter yesterday? Where is she? Where's she hiding? I'll find her and tear her apart. Tell me, you know who the culprit really is, don't you? What do you know and what are you hiding? Tell me, damn it! I don't know where it went, but...
Milady, please, stop!
Ooh, ooh, Beatrice exists. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Damn it, let go of me, Genji-san. Maria knows who the culprit is, and she's hiding their identity even though she knows. She must be telling them what we're doing, guiding them to kill us as they kill us. Jessica, be silent.
Maria-chan, I don't know where you're the culprit. You've been with us since the beginning, and there was no time for you to communicate with any culprit. So, I want you to tell me something. This Beatrice who handed you the letter yesterday, who was she?
Aniki, I already asked her the same thing a second ago. Her answer was the same as before.
I want to hear it from Maria's mouth. Who's Beatrice?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe anyway.
What do you mean by that? You're going to be the culprit someone we know well? And you're keeping silent because you're covering for them for some reason? Who gave you that letter?
I got it from Beatrice. I'll say it no matter how many times you ask. I got the letter from Beatrice. George Oni-chan, do you refuse to believe in Beatrice because she's not an opponent you can hit? You want to turn your feelings of helplessness into violence and beat someone up, so you won't be satisfied unless your opponent is a human you can hit. So even if I tell you the truth, you won't accept it. So it's pointless for me to tell you. You won't believe. But I'll keep on saying it because it's true. Beatrice exists. The door to the Golden Land will soon be opened. I'll go there. Beatrice promised. In that world, Mama is nice, Papa is with us and is also nice. I want to go there right away. That's kind of a sad line. Everyone is afraid of Beatrice, but that's only natural. So calm yourselves. Beatrice said so herself. By the time the typhoon has passed, I'll have ended everything, she said. Ouch.
Maria, I don't mind you being talkative, but let's leave it at that for now. I bet this is all a pretty happy situation for you, since you're always going on about how witches exist. Keep that to yourself for now. Don't try to force that on other people.
Ew. I know I've been creeped out by this girl for a while now, but there really is something wrong with her. Don't you think so too, Genji-san? Kumasawa-san? What about you, Mom? Maria knows who the culprit is and she's hiding it. Okay, maybe she hasn't done anything directly, but she's definitely working with the criminal. That's right, she's a spy. We can't let her stay with us any longer. Maria-chan, you must realize that there are times when indiscreet discussion is best avoided. If you keep adding oil to the fire, even I will get very angry. At any rate, this is no time to quarrel. Now that we are certain the culprit can enter and leave the mansion at will and strike out of nowhere, we must give our undivided attention to surviving until tomorrow.
I agree strongly with Aunt Natsui. We can figure out who the culprit is at our leisure tonight. For now, though, we're better off finding a place to barricade ourselves in.
I agree. Everyone is already pushing their mental and physical limits, myself included. I believe it would be wise to take that into account as we move forward.
That's right. There's a high probability that the enemy's got the equivalent of a master key.
We're Shannon, Cannon-kun, and Golda-san holding master keys.
Yes. They were supposed to have them on their person during work.
We didn't want to disturb the scene, so we didn't investigate that closely. We can't eliminate the possibility that someone stole the key from them.
In the first place, we know the culprit may have visited the servant room at some point to unlock the garden shed's shutter. It's conceivable that they obtained a master key from there earlier on.
Even if they borrowed a bundle of keys for the pockets of one of the murdered servants. Is there any safe place that even those keys couldn't open?
Because of the nature of our job, we have been entrusted with keys to all of the rooms. All of them in the mansion and in the guest house.
So in other words, no matter where we hole up and lock ourselves in, it'd just be pointless. Fine, who cares about locking up? If you're gonna come, bring it on, damn it. I'll beat you at your own game.
The enemy won't approach us from the front. I don't know about the first 6, but if we look at what happened to my parents and Cannon-kun, and even grandfather, the enemy has only gone after isolated people. They don't have the power to assault all of us openly in a secure room.
That's right. It's just like Aniki says. And maybe Aunt Natsui's rifle could serve as a deterrent to stop them from attacking.
I hope that is so, but
Maria, I know you want to say something, but keep it to yourself. Stay quiet for a while.
Ew.
If I may, I do know of just one place that cannot be entered, even with the servant key rings.
Where's that?
That would be the master's study.
I'm against this. I don't even want to think about going in Grandfather's creepy room.
How many keys can gain access to that room? There are 2. I always have one on my person. The other was held by the master himself, but just now, I found this on the corpse in the boiler room. Normally, it would have been proper to leave the master's key for the police. But because of the master's orders to protect the safety of the study, I borrowed it for the time being.
I see. Which means that Kinjo-san's study is the only place where we can be safe.
It would appear that way. I don't even want to think about being shut up in that strange room all night. But it appears we must acknowledge that his room is safer than anywhere else right now.
Even though Grandfather locked himself up in that safe room, the culprit brought him out and killed him. Can't be certain that it's truly safe.
According to your theory, Grandfather cleverly found a way around that receipt trick and left the room of his own free will. If so, the room might be a good place to barricade ourselves in after all.
Too optimistic, Aniki.
Therefore, a culprit who used a technique other than magic to defeat the closed room couldn't open the door before our eyes.
Is Grandfather's room big enough to stuff 8 people in?
Yes. There's a bed, a sofa, and blankets, so while it's not luxurious, it will be more than suitable for spending the night. There's also a sink, a bathroom, a refrigerator, and the liquor cabinet.
Whoa! That's incredible! But isn't that weird? You're saying he built another house inside his house? That's pretty cramped for the last house of someone like our grandfather who bought the whole island and realized all of his dreams?
That's right. After some point in time, Father probably couldn't feel at peace in any other place, even inside the mansion. We always sneered about how he shut himself up in there, and this time, we're the ones who are gonna shut ourselves up. Ha! Jessica spat the words out.
Jessica-chan, it sounds like you'd rather go search for the culprit than stay shut up somewhere.
Of course, me. I don't think we'll be able to find them if we just start searching on our own. In the end, we can't do anything but wait. Then it doesn't matter where we wait, does it? I'm not gonna run away or hide. Why don't we just take it easy in the parlor, watching TV or something while we wait for this Bitarachi-sama to appear? It's perfectly fine if she doesn't appear. I'm sorry. There's no need for us to be the ones who expose the culprit.
Well said. We shouldn't take needless risks before the police arrive.
Thank you, Dr. Nanjo. I think we should move to Father's study. True, we have no proof that it's safe since Father was taken out of there. However, I can't deny the possibility that, as Battler Kun reasoned, Grandfather left the study of his own accord and was attacked outside.
How far back in the past was it that Kyrie-san taught me about chessboard thinking?
Oh, what a goddamn line that is. Holy shit. Chessboard thinking.
That concept of examining the situation by spinning it around and thinking from the enemy's side. I seem to remember being so interested by it back then I used it to guide all my thinking. By the way, Kyrie-san was Dad's coworker back then. I never dreamed that she'd someday be added to our family. Chessboard thinking is my own interpretation of something called game theory, which I read about in a book long ago. It's a very interesting subject, so you should tackle it yourself when you get into college, Butler. I really want to try it. If I could study perfect my chessboard thinking, it'd be fun to be able to read into any opponent's moves, wouldn't it? But you can't believe it in blindly. Game theory is a very deep and complicated subject. Chessboard thinking is just my interpretation that skims the surface of game theory. In order to thoroughly read your opponent's move like you're imagining, you need to study your opponent. Additionally, while chessboard theory is convenient and practical, it isn't perfect. It has many weak points despite its convenience. Weak points? Yes. Chessboard thinking is founded upon game theory. When you thoroughly investigate game theory, it boils down to math. Do you know what the weak point of math is?
Okay, so this character is actually really intelligent, but the framing of Battler remembering this and you doing this voice is so fucking perfect. The way it's like reframing how it happened. It's so good.
That's nice. Because the rules of chess are fixed. When a pair of experts are discussing one particular layout, it's possible they can reach the same conclusions, whether they're from 100 years in the past or 100 years in the future. However, if the rules of chess had gone through massive changes over time, it's possible that a discussion about the same layout would have changed as well. That's right! Events in the world of humans are normally full of noise. Aren't human emotions that way? Even if the exact same thing occurs more than once, there's no guarantee humans are act in a predictable fashion. The moment we try to use a math-based theory to predict someone's actions, we must be aware that our theory has built-in weaknesses and limits. Simply put, chessboard thinking is extremely weak against noise and fickleness, as well as mistakes or incorrect knowledge. That's right. Kyrie-san definitely said that.
In that exact voice, too?
If Kyrie-san were here at a time like this, she'd probably be able to notice something with her much, much sharper thinking ability.
Yeah, like, the killer is totally Beatrice, and, you know, it's just Maria in a wig, yeah.
I see. This kind of stench probably would give you a headache if you were shut in with it for a whole night. I know it's a little late, but I'm with Jessica. I vote against going into grandfather's study.
Ew. Incredible door.
It looks old and strict and like it'd stop any jokes good, huh? A perfect door for grandfather's study.
The power to ward off spiritual menaces is strong here. Beatrice probably couldn't open this door.
What does that mean?
Maria pointed at the doorknob. A scorpion crest. No, a design like a magic circle arranged around a scorpion was inscribed there. The fifth magic circle of Mars is a strong ward against magic. Additionally, this magic circle was very diligently constructed and is full of power. Such a magic circle can be quite troublesome to beings of magic like Beatrice.
Isn't that comforting? Are you saying we can escape even Beatrice's clutches in this room? Our little witch here sure is reliable.
Then how did Beatrice get grandfather out?
Just as Battler reasoned. Beatrice can't go inside. However, she has both magic and familiars. Using them, she might have been able to get grandfather to leave the study of his own accord.
I've read about that in manga. I've seen a bunch of scenes where vampires were frightened of crosses so they couldn't get close. But their familiars were just fine, so they made their familiars attack.
Those scorpion keychain charms I gave you yesterday also had the fifth magic circle of Mars on them. The power dwelling within them was weak, but they should be enough to protect you until we leave the island. Although, it sounds like you've lost yours, right? Scorpion keychain charms. Yeah, I don't know what this voice is. The charm I gave you yesterday was something I got from Maria. I heard it would repel magic if you put it on your doorknob, and at the time I thought maybe it'd be better if you had it. Is that so? I thought it was an odd thing for you to be carrying around. Aunt Natsui put that on her doorknob? Yes. Last night, after hearing about it from Jessica, I hung it from the doorknob on the inside of my door. Then Aunt Natsui, you're really fortunate. If you did that, Beatrice probably couldn't even lay a finger on you yesterday. I think Beatrice must have been really annoyed. Hee 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 hee. Quit it, don't talk about that. Witches don't exist. The culprit does, and they're a human just like us. If you need proof, why don't we dice her up and see if her blood's red? Damn it, damn it. How could you do that to Kanon-kun?
Kento-san, it seems we weren't able to see this match through after all.
Dr. Nanjo.
I was Kento-san's friend for a long time, but I never knew about more than half of him. I believe two Kentos existed, a wise one and one trapped by some madness. I never understood anything about him.
Especially when it came to Beatrice-sama, it would seem like his personality changed.
That's right. Mom, you picked up the culprit's letter in Aunt Eva's room, right? Yes. I still haven't opened it. Let's give it a try.
What did he say?
There is one unpleasant sentence. It must be trying to provoke us. Praise my name. What the hell? That's annoying.
It's probably Beatrice declaring herself the victor. Damn it!
I bet we were hoping another weird magic circle would show up.
It wasn't a magic circle, but my expectations haven't been betrayed. Hee hee hee.
What could it mean? I wonder if she wants to tout her own existence.
That seems reasonable. With this letter, we now know that the author of last night's letter is the culprit. I think the identical envelope is more significant than what is written here.
Without a doubt, this is the type of envelope and sealing wax that the master used.
Oh, I don't know what's going on anymore. This is the first time I've seen anything like this since I started working for the Ushiramiya family.
Going by last night's letter, Beatrice is claiming to be Grandfather's oldest confidant. Grandfather often said the same thing in the past, right?
I spoke to Genji-san and Kumasawa-san and nodded together.
Guess that means you two know more about her than anyone except Grandfather.
We're like overdue for our break. We just take a break every 2 hours, Greg. And
Yeah,
I know
cool.
we have time limit too. This was really fun. Thank you so much.
Dude, I had a blast. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I don't even know how to say thank you. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
For sure. All right, chat. You're the best. Joe, we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too, man.
I wish I had realized that Greg doing the narration from the beginning. Oh my god. Okay. Like wow. I wonder if I actually tried and like maybe took some classes or something. I wonder if I could get to like maybe a tenth of that level of reading performance just to elevate some of the reading streams that we do, because I like listening to him, I was like, oh my god, this is making it so much better. Like holy shit. Like damn, man. Damn. Thank you again to Greg. I don't know if Greg will hear this or anything. I'll DM him afterwards completely. Thank you, Greg, for being really kind and patient with me. Like, felt really at ease right away. Like, was a bit nervous at the start. I even told him when the video was playing at the beginning. Thank you again, Mouse, for making the hard parts of that. When at the beginning, like our you couldn't hear us talking. We were talking while the video was going on because we couldn't hear it. And like, yeah, he like, yeah, I was a little nervous. I told him, and then right away it was like, okay, it's just like a normal stream. I feel like we were vibing really well, really well. Yeah. Show them your Cookie Monster in class. Chat wanted me to do Jigglypuff, but I don't think I can do Jigglypuff without like a calibration Jigglypuff at the beginning, and I didn't want to do that in front of Greg and then like just fall on my ass when it came to actually continuing this to read a line in that, because I don't know if I can. I don't know. All right, so say hello. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
What's your name?
Kate.
Kate. Do you like her dress?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it? Yeah? Yeah? Is she pretty? Yeah? Okay. All right, say bye.
Bye.
Say bye. That was probably Greg's best voice yet, right? Wow.